Welcome back to Conversations with God. I am so grateful you've joined us for this second step in our journey. In our first episode, we explored the extraordinary way this dialogue began, not through a burning bush, but through a yellow legal pad and a heart full of honest, angry questions. We learned that God isn't just a distant figure we talk to, but a presence that communicates with us. We discovered that God's primary language isn't words, but feelings, thoughts, and experience. Most importantly, we learned the rule of discernment, that God's message is always found in your highest thought, your clearest word, and your grandest feeling, which we now know as joy, truth, and love. Today, we continue this transcript of the soul. Now that we know how God communicates, we must ask, how can I know this communication is from God? How do I know this is not my own imagination? Let's dive back into the conversation. What would be the difference? Do you not see that I could just as easily work through your imagination as anything else? I will bring you the exact right thoughts, words, or feelings at any given moment, suited precisely to the purpose at hand, using one device or several. You will know these words are from me because you, of your own accord, have never spoken so clearly. Had you already spoken so clearly on these questions, you would not be asking them. To whom does God communicate? Are there special people? Are there special times? All people are special, and all moments are golden. There is no person and there is no time one more special than another. Many people choose to believe that God communicates in special ways and only with special people. This removes the mass of the people from responsibility for hearing my message, much less receiving it, which is another matter, and allows them to take someone else's word for everything. You don't have to listen to me, for you have already decided that others have heard from me on every subject, and you have them to listen to. By listening to what other people think they heard me say, you don't have to think at all. This is the biggest reason for most people turning from my messages on a personal level. If you acknowledge that you are receiving my messages directly, then you are responsible for interpreting them. It is far safer and much easier to accept the interpretation of others, even others who have lived 2,000 years ago, than seek to interpret the message you may very well be receiving in this moment now. Yet I invite you to a new form of communication with God. A two-way communication. In truth, it is you who have invited me. For I have come to you, in this form, right now, in answer to your call. Why do some people, take Christ, for example, seem to hear more of your communication than others? Because some people are willing to listen. They are willing to hear, and they are willing to remain open to the communication even when it seems scary, or crazy, or downright wrong. We should listen to God even when what's being said seems wrong, especially when it seems wrong. If you think you are right about everything, who needs to talk with God? Go ahead and act on all that you know. But notice that you have all been doing that since time began. And look at what shape the world is in. Clearly, you have missed something. Obviously, there is something you do not understand. That which you do understand must seem right to you, because right is a term you use to designate something with which you agree. What you have missed will, therefore, appear at first to be wrong. The only way to move forward on this is to ask yourself, what would happen if everything I thought was wrong was actually right? Every great scientist knows about this. When what a scientist does is not working, a scientist sets aside all the assumptions and starts over. All great discoveries have been made from a willingness and ability to not be right. And that's what's needed here. You cannot know God until you've stopped telling yourself that you already know God. You cannot hear God until you stop thinking that you have already heard God. I cannot tell you my truth until you stop telling me yours. But my truth about God comes from you. Who said so? Others. What others? Leaders, ministers, rabbis, priests, books, the Bible, for heaven's sake. Those are not authoritative sources. They aren't? No. Then what is? Listen to your feelings. Listen to your highest thoughts. Listen to your experience. Whenever any one of these differ from what you've been told by your teachers, or read in your books, forget the words. Words are the least reliable purveyor of truth. There is so much I want to say to you, so much I want to ask. I don't know where to begin. For instance, why is it that you do not reveal yourself? If there really is a God, and you are it, why do you not reveal yourself in a way we can all understand? I have done so, over and over. I am doing so again right now. No. I mean by a method of revelation that is incontrovertible, that cannot be denied. Such as appearing right now before my eyes. I am doing so right now. Where? Everywhere you look. No, I mean in an incontrovertible way. In a way no man could deny. What way would that be? In what form or shape would you have me appear? In the form or shape that you actually have. That would be impossible, for I have no form or shape you understand. I could adopt a form or shape that you could understand, but then everyone would assume that what they have seen is the one and only form and shape of God, rather than a form or shape of God, one of many. People believe I am what they see me as, rather than what they do not see. But I am the great unseen, not what I cause myself to be in any particular moment. In a sense, I am what I am not. It is from the am notness that I come, and to it I always return. Yet when I come in one particular form or another, a form in which I think people can understand me, people assign me that form forevermore. And should I come in any other form, to any other people, the first say I did not appear to the second, because I did not look to the second as I did to the first, nor say the same thing, so how could it have been me? You see, then, it matters not in what form or in what manner I reveal myself, whatever manner I choose and whatever form I take, none will be incontrovertible. But if you did something that would evidence the truth of who you are beyond doubt or question, there are still those who would say, it is of the devil, or simply someone's imagination, or any cause other than me. If I revealed myself as God Almighty, King of heaven and earth, and moved mountains to prove it, there are those who would say, it must have been Satan. And such is as it should be. For God does not reveal Godself to Godself from or through outward observation, but through inward experience. And when inward experience has revealed Godself, outward observation is not necessary. And if outward observation is necessary, inward experience is not possible. If, then, revelation is requested, it cannot be had, for the act of asking is a statement that it is not there, that nothing of God is now being revealed. Such a statement produces the experience. For your thought about something is creative, and your word is productive, and your thought and your word together are magnificently effective in giving birth to your reality. Therefore shall you experience that God is not now revealed, for if God were, you would not ask God to be.